I'm live. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I am so excited to be back. Hello, everybody. Facebook Live, YouTube Live. If you're listening on the podcast later, welcome to MomVersations. Welcome. This is season 3. Can you believe it? The other 2 seasons, we have done about 8 to 9 moms per season. And so this is starting our 3rd season. And I am excited that you have decided to join and listen in. You might be asking if this is your first time, what in the world is MomVersations? Well, let me tell you. First of all, let me tell you, I am your host, Aretha Scruggs. Hello, it's been a while. I know. I took a little bit of a hiatus from 2020, and now we're back to hosting moms and really just hopefully encouraging you to live out loud. So let me tell you what MomVersations is. MomVersations is a conversation between moms about the very lived reality that we live every day of passionately loving and raising the next generation of kids and beautiful, amazing adults, but also constantly learning how to live into our own purpose and love our own craft. MomVersations is a show where we hear real life stories of incredible moms making waves in our world, from entertainers to entrepreneurs and more. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and just subscribe to the podcast. We are now a podcast called MomVersations as we learn how to live out loud and thrive in motherhood and purpose. Welcome, everybody. Hey, please drop your name into the chat and say hello to us, okay? So for those who are just joining us, as you saw on my flyer, I am starting off my first interview this season is with Dee Dee Foster, okay? For those who are tuning in and who know who Dee Dee is, come on and give her a shout out in the comments so she knows you're here. But for those who don't know, I'm going to tell you a little bit about her, okay? So here we go. Dee Dee Foster is an American recording artist. She's a native of Cincinnati, Ohio, and she lives and breathes music with musical talent that runs deep in her veins. She's the youngest of 2 children raised by a single mom. She is a versatile singer with the ability to sing a dazzling array of musical genres. Her mom also was a singer and worked at some of Atlanta's top night spots. And that heard her sing often they often compared her mom to the likes of R&B soul singer Gladys Knight and soul musician Donny Hathaway. Dee Dee's mom is the one who recognized her talent at a young age when she was around 4 or 5. And her mother and older brother, they used to sing together in a 3-part harmony group. So after relocating back to Cincinnati, Dee Dee caught the singing bug at the age of 15 when she was invited to sing at the local talent show with one of her friends. She started singing from there into local talent shows throughout Cincinnati, and eventually auditioned for the School for Creative and Performing Arts in Cincinnati, Ohio. After graduating, she received a scholarship to attend Central State University in Wilberforce, Ohio, where she learned to nurture her classical voice under the tutelage of her private voice teacher. And after she was a member of a female ensemble and was crowned Miss Central State University Chorus. She's also a proud member of Panhellenic Council and a member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. Dee Dee followed her passion, which brought her to Los Angeles. She came out to Los Angeles shortly after graduation from Central State University with a BA in music education to pursue her professional singing career. She got to sing. Her powerful range rivals the Clark sisters, and she has built a career since moving. She's built a career as a professional backing vocalist and solo artist. She shared the stage with some of the best, including Anastasia, Beyonce, Chaka Khan, Deborah Cox, Celine Dion, Heather Hadley, Patti LaBelle, Leona Lewis, Mary, Maya, Mary J. Blige, Jessica Simpson, Carrie Underwood, Barry White, Stevie Wonder, and more. She recently shared the stage, before the pandemic, with Jennifer Hudson. I am pleased, and I wanted to mention I got to sit in on one of her, she holds a Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday where she gets to be a part of women's lives and being a part of just discussing and encouraging them on their daily and their weekly walk. So I know some of them are listening this evening. Hello to you all. I want to bring onto the stage or bring onto the virtual stage Dee Dee Foster to hear from her own mouth who she is as a mom. I'll have her tell you about her family, and let's bring her on, shall we? Dee
Oh, this
Dee!
is so exciting.
Hey, Dee
Hi,
Dee!
Aretha. Hey, girl.
Welcome to MomVersations. I know I
Hi.
got some folks in here who are saying hello to you,
Oh,
but
cool.
why don't we start from the beginning? Why don't you tell us, who are you, Dee Dee Foster? Where are
Mm.
you from? When did you fall in love with music?
Oh, wow. I mean, it's always been a part of hi everybody. I just want to say hi to everybody out there and hi Aretha. Um I came from a family, like it said in my bio. My dad, he's the lead singer of the Five Blind Boys of Mississippi, and my mom, she's a singer, songwriter was, and it was just like always like I grew up with like a Fender Rhodes piano in my living room. My
Wow.
mom used to sit in that yellow notepad, where you write, and take. She was always writing songs, so that's really what how I was raised. I mean, as a kid, I thought every song that my mom sang, she wrote, because I remember
Mm.
hearing "God Bless the Child" by Billie Holiday, and I was like, "Mom, she's singing your song." I thought my mom wrote that because my mom was saying that. So, but that's how I was raised. I mean, my mom was an amazing singer, and she gotten pregnant as a young person and got married and and had to really walk away from it. Of course, she
Mm.
was singing in the church, playing in the church, and she married my dad, had my brother and I. And then after she got divorced or whatever, she decided to move to Atlanta and pursue her singing career professionally. So that's when she was doing her thing, and I was proud of her. So it was
Mm.
always there. I
Yeah.
never really, me personally, I never really wanted to. I didn't think I was going to sing professionally. It was always, honestly, pressure because she
Mm.
can really sing.
Yeah.
I can sing like but my mom can, Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, she can
Wow.
sing. So it was always pressure, and people
Mm.
know that if you have a parent that's like my mom was really attractive and very talented and funny, and it's kind of hard living up to that as a
Yeah.
child and being the daughter. And
Yeah.
then people are like always asking you like, can you sing like your mom? And I was like, well, I can sing, but not like my mom. So
Wow.
the pressure of that, and if you guys are familiar, I'm sure people know about that. That's how it kind of was. I always did feel a little, I guess, being transparent right now, a little insecure because I knew
Mm.
she was incredible. And I
Yeah.
knew that I could just sing, you know what I mean, or whatever. But yeah, that's how it is. So it's always been. And then like we started harmonizing at a very young age, my brother and I, probably younger, you know how it is, 3, 4, you start harmonizing or they notice
Yes.
because your parents notice before you notice, you know, and that's how it was. And I remember at a younger age, like, being sent to bed sometime if I didn't want to sing, you know what I
Wow.
mean? And, DeAndre, if you're not gonna sing, go to bed, and sing for the family. And it was like pressure because I remember uh when my family came to Atlanta, and I remember this a memory. I never said this before. And they came to Atlanta, and I remember my mom telling them Dee Dee can sing because everybody knows my mom's name was Pat. Patricia can sing. Everybody knew that. So I remember her saying, Dee Dee can sing, Dee Dee can sing. And she's like, come on, Dee Dee, sing. And everybody was in the living room like, sing, Dee Dee, sing. And I just went down in the chair like, just the pressure of it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's always been there. So for me, I remember she was introducing me at a concert one time, and she was like, and I used to try to get her to sing and make her sing. And here she done went and majored in music. You know what I mean? So definitely wasn't thinking that was gonna come about. So yeah, it's just always been there.
Wow. From another, I'm also from a musical family. So I
Oh
know what that
yeah,
is to just,
yeah,
that's just the language. That's just all you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's just so normal. Everybody sings, and it's just it is what it is. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what brought you, you're now a native of Los Angeles. So can you talk a little about your journey and what brought you out here?
Yeah, actually, I came specifically to be a professional background singer. I mean, I knew that I wanted to be an artist. I knew that down the road, but I did talk about being a background singer, because I remember when I was at home in Cincinnati and listening to different CDs and listening to the backgrounds and trying to decipher, like really preparing for this.
Yeah.
I had a mentor, this man named Bo Watson was a mentor of mine. He's a lead singer of Midnight Star. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Midnight Star. He's the one to sing Play Another Slow Jam or whatever. So he was the one that kind of, he went to my church, played at my church. And so he started like helping me to, you know, um, listen to things and pay attention to things and song
Mm,
structure. So I started like, I'm gonna go out here and sing background. And then he had a friend that came in town named Valerie Davis. I don't know about, I know she remembered this. Valerie, she's a singer now. We know her now. I was
mhm,
in Cincinnati, living in Cincinnati, and she came into town with him. And she was telling me, how to do and how to listen to different people, try to emulate. Because
mm.
sometimes when we sing background, sometimes it depends on the artist. If you have a more soulful artist, as they'll have
Yes.
us singing how we want to sing. But sometimes
Yes.
if you're with a more poppy artist, you have to change your tone,
Yep.
be a little bit more into that. So she was kind of trying to teach that stuff. So actually, I came out here to do that. After college, have people from college, your buddies, your crew.
Yeah.
I'm a Delta, and my friend, his name is Sean Ross. He's a Q, like we call him Super Q. He a Q to his heart. And he called me one day and was like, Soror, what's up? What's up? I'm in LA and it's cracking. You need to get out here. And I was just like, really? And he was like, yeah, because you can sing. We from college. I just sing, for the kids, convocation and all that. And he was like, you need to come to LA. And I was like,
Wow.
really? And I was just like, and he was just saying it, but I was thinking about it, but not really thinking about it. I knew I had a desire to either move to Atlanta or Los Angeles, but Los Angeles just seemed too non-tangible, because
Hmm.
LA is like the lights of a big city. It's like a big deal when you're coming from the Midwest.
Hmm.
Los Angeles
Mhm.
seemed, so I know I had it on my list, like I guess now that was like my little vision board sheet of paper. But
Yeah.
I was like not, feeling it, kind of afraid. So Sean was like, yeah, 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 you need to come out. So I didn't really know. So it was the summertime, and I graduated from Central State University. And I was going to be teaching at Taft High School. I took a teaching position.
Wow.
And one of my I was supposed to be going back for the year, and one of my girlfriends, I was going to visit her during the summer. And I was going to visit her, and I was calling to get for flights and stuff. She was in St. Louis, and so I remember calling and getting flights, and I got a flight. And then asked the travel person, I said, could you check on some flights from Cincinnati to Los Angeles? Just want to see the prices, how they range. And then she was like, "Oh, I see a flight here. Like, when you want to go?" And she said, "I see a flight here, like round trip, like $160." And I was like,
Ooh.
"Oh," and I really got scared. I said, "Oh no, I'm supposed to go to Los Angeles. I mean, I'm supposed to go." And she was like, "Yeah, because this is a mistake. This is a mistake in the computer. But what I can do is give it to you because it's listed. So if you get ahead and
Ooh.
get it, I'll get it. I can give it to you, but it's definitely a mistake." And I was like, "Oh my God." I remember saying, I just told her, I said, "I'm supposed to go to Los Angeles. I'm supposed to go. I'm
Wow.
supposed to go." This was all. And so I went on and got the ticket. And then she sent me like email and said that the ticket was originally like $460. So that was
Woo.
the mistake. Somebody put it in wrong. So at that point, you're supposed to be here. So that's
Yeah.
how it came out. They brought me out. I came out here. I was trying to, get into it. And one of my sorority sisters, Lashana Dendy, I met her through my organization, Delta Sigma Theta, because I hung out with some Qs
Wow.
and some Deltas. And Shauna had been out here working with Cy and Charlotte and all of them for years. And she had, she was out here. And I told her I wanted to sing background. So I got out here. I was out here for like a week or two, and she called me with an audition. And
Wow.
she was like, listen, because Shauna is something else. She was like, listen, I ain't never heard you sing, so I don't really know if you can sing or not, but don't tell them I referred you, but just go to this audition, whatever. Don't tell them I referred you. And I was like, oh, okay, I won't tell them. And I remember I was trying to get myself together because I'm Midwest, Cincinnati, church clothes. I had to go buy something to wear. All I had was like blazers and church dresses and stuff. And so I had to buy something to wear for this audition. And when I got there, it was like classic Hollywood. Like the line was out the door, that kind of crap. Right. And so
Wow.
you looking at all these people like, I ain't gonna be able to do this. But my whole thing was I really want to see how it is because at that time I'm visiting Los Angeles. Let me
Yeah.
see how LA is. Let me get connected. Let me meet some people. So that's
Yeah.
really what I was trying to do, network and everything. Long story short, I was in the line for a long time. I got in there and sang, and I had learned an R&B song the night before because I didn't know like the words to everything all the way through.
Right.
So I tried to learn like an R&B song before I got in there, and I got up on the stage and was like, I was supposed to sing this other song, but I'm really nervous. So is it okay if I just sing something gospel? And she was like, yeah, okay, And so I just sang, I think he cares. He cares for you. And I did a little bit of that. And she was like, oh my God, you sing gospel? I said, yeah. And she was like, you familiar with Vanessa Bell Armstrong? And I'm like, yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
thinking she's gonna ask me to sing Faith, right? Everybody actually sing Faith. The
Right.
only song I knew about from Vanessa Bell was You Bring Out the Best in Me. And I'm thinking,
Yes.
ain't nobody gonna ask that. So she was like, you know these songs by Vanessa Bell? And I'm thinking, I probably don't know the songs you know. She said, because this is a song I like by her. And the girl was like, she's straight New York. Like, if you freaking do this song, I'll freaking give you this gig. If you could do this
Dang.
freaking riff in this song, literally. And this was my first experience, my first audition. And I was like, well, what is the song? And she was like, the song is called You Bring Out the
You bring
Best
out
in
the
Me.
best in me.
And she wanted me to do that. If it wasn't for your love, that part. And I did it. And she was like, put a zillion freaking stars next to her name. She got the freaking gig.
Wow.
So I walked out the audition and I'm like, and I saw some people, like this other girl that my friends knew that I was with, and they were like speaking to them. And I was like, I think I got the gig, but I don't know how LA works,
Right.
because it's my first joint. So I got in the car, I told my friend Sean, I said, Sean, I think I got the job. I think. I don't, I mean, she said I did. So I called Lashana I called my friend Lashana who referred me. I was like, Lashana, they said I got the gig. Girl, it don't work like that. They tell everybody they got the gig. You ain't get the gig. You
Ooh.
you ain't got it, just relax or whatever. You probably did good, but you ain't got the gig. And I was
Wow.
like, okay. So then I was
You're like,
calm.
oh
I was
yeah.
like, right, I was cool. And she was like, you ain't get it. And I was like, okay. So I didn't. So then later on that night, the artist called me and was like, you got the gig. And she was like, so what are you doing? Where are you staying? And I'm like, I'm just staying with some of my fraternity brothers. I just got out here from Cincinnati. And she was like, well, we got a room for you if you need a hotel room, and we'll pick you up.
Wow.
And I was like, I had to call the school, tell them I wasn't coming, everything. It was crazy. I was like, wasn't even planning on being out there. I had to call back home, like, I'm not coming back home yet.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's what
And that
happened.
was the start. What artist was that for?
Her name was Davina.
Oh
Davina.
my
And
God.
she was on it was about, some time ago, because
Yeah.
I've been out here for a bit. But she was on Loud Records, and she
Okay.
had did a song on this soundtrack. I think of the movie Hoodlum soundtrack with Lawrence
Yes.
Fishburne and
Oh
Cicely
yeah, yeah.
Tyson. It
Yeah,
was a song
yeah.
called So Good, and she's from Michigan actually. I don't want to be wrong, but it feels right. So good. It was a nice song. She did really
Oh,
well. So first
wow.
gig, yeah.
I mean, that is a tip for those who are listening who are in Cincinnati or some other place. I have all kind of
Yeah.
friends. LA is the
Yeah.
spot where people come from
We
everywhere
come.
and they jump. They take the dive, and some do not make it in a week. Some are here for like year 2, year 3, but
That's right. I was like, yeah,
but it's
I say 2 weeks. I think I was 2 weeks.
oh my
Here for 2 weeks.
goodness,
Yeah.
what a
2 weeks.
story. Oh my, and then it just led to all these names that I've mentioned and stuff that I know
Mhm.
I haven't even mentioned.
Snowball. Yeah, it is. And because I mean, I know everybody knows what you do. So we know that it's all about who we are, the
Yeah.
person we are, and whatever, because it's all about a snowball effect. Like you said,
Yeah.
somebody's going to call you, refer you for this. And that's just, yeah, that's
Yes.
how it did from there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how
What
I
would
got
you
it.
say while I'm here? What would you say is your tip for those who are maybe they live in another state or maybe they live
Yeah.
in Los Angeles and they are like, wanting to make such a leap but
Hmm.
don't have that there's that fear that you felt. But then
Hmm.
you had that one, it's almost like everybody needs that catalyst that goes, oh my
Yeah.
God, maybe I'm
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
I
you
should
do.
do this.
Because a lot of times, I'm not trying to be funny, but sometimes we have people that really want to sing, and they may not be on a professional level. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you don't want to hurt their feelings or say anything. You may not, but if you think you can sing a little bit, and you know from what people are telling you, you know that nobody has ever told you you're whack or reacted like you're whack. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And
Right.
you know it's in your bones or whatever. All I can say is definitely jump. You
Yeah.
never, ever, ever want to look back and say, shoulda, woulda, coulda, what if, what if, what if. And
Yeah.
just be wise about your steps. I mean, at the time, I didn't have any children. I was, single, whatever. I had finished college. So parents, okay. Cause you got to take care
Right.
of parents because
Yeah.
they just want us to go to college. That's all they want us to
Yeah.
do. So,
Yeah.
I got that. I had the degree. So can I just
Right.
go and do what I want to do? So
Right.
I had support. One of my aunts was like, she didn't want me to go. She was, just kind of afraid, that kind of, really coveting type person. And she's like, no,
Yeah.
no, no. But my mom, by her having that mentality, my mom was like supportive. So hopefully if you're thinking it, definitely do it. And in the process, your first impression is your lasting impression, is every impression.
Yes.
So as a person, always be ready. When I
Mm.
first came out here, I mean, like I'm not like a very arrogant person or whatever. I'm just kind of chill. But when I first came out here, I was singing in restaurant, whatever. Like people would like come up to you. I remember meeting a gentleman
Yes.
from Dr. Dre's record label, and my friend, your posse be like, she can sing, and he was like, yo, can you sing for me really quick? I sang, and I remember him at that moment. We all went up to the studio, and this guy was mixing a song for Deborah Cox. Like we were at Roscoe's.
Wow.
So sometimes when you don't want to sing and you want to close your mouth, it's okay. And even if you singing at that moment doesn't really get you anywhere, just realize someone was probably touched from that. It
Yeah.
may not get you a record deal or
Right.
anything like that, but if you have this gift, share the gift. So when people would ask me, when I first got here, I would sing, like Dee Dee, sing, and I'd just sing. And they'd call me to sing for people, sing happy birthday, do this and this and this. And like you said, I just like that first couple of days I was there, we were at Roscoe's, and this guy came in, and somebody knew he was with Dr. Dre's camp, and it actually ended up being a long thing. Like they were trying to put me in a female group at one point. I was really with Dr.
Wow.
Dre and all these other things that it didn't happen because that wasn't God's plan. But just me being in Roscoe's and singing to that man and him saying, you want to go to the studio? We still to this day have a you know, long relationship. But yeah, it was like a female group that they were developing. I think it was Queen Latifah and all these other people that were involved in it. And but yeah, it wasn't the plan at the time. But all of that to say, not to get up, you guys, if you have that, I'm telling you, don't allow your dreams to go unanswered, and continue to
Woo.
dream. Continue to dream. Never stop
Yes.
dreaming. Never
Yes.
stop reaching higher. And you can do it. If I did it, you can do it. So I did come out here to do sing background. And I can say that I did succeed in what I had, thought I was going to do or what I planned to do. But what I do think is, and I want to tell you guys, definitely, higher goals,
Hmm.
higher goals.
Yeah.
Those goals that you think are unreachable, untangible,
Yeah.
shoot for those.
Shoot.
I shot for a little tangible goal, sing background for all these different stars. And like we know, like your resume, I don't that it's when I really look at the people, I forget some of the people until I hear someone on
Right.
the radio. And I'm like, because I was listening to something the other day, Lionel Richie, Sunday, Easy Like Sunday, and I was like, oh, I forgot I sang background for him on the show. So it's like certain people you totally forget. So it's been a
Yes.
blessing. All of that to say, set your goals higher. I didn't set my
Yeah.
goals high enough, but now it's never too late. I'm still
No.
setting, and I'm still believing God for some amazing things for my future. So,
Come on.
oh yeah,
Come, y'all. I mean, we only 20 minutes into the to
I'm
the
funny.
interview, and she threw some tips out there for you
Mhm.
singers, aspiring anything in the
Musicians, yes,
entertainment
yes.
industry,
Hmm.
whatever your industry
Yeah,
is.
it's
Never
true.
stop believing.
Mm-mm.
Always shoot for higher. Never stop dreaming.
Yes.
Exactly. My twin says that. I'm give our shout outs. Debron Key says, my girls, I love you guys. And my twin
Yeah.
sister says hello.
Who's that?
Um,
'Cause I can't see who it is.
Key Ephraim. Can you see it
Oh,
on the
it's not. Oh, let me look over. No, I can't see over here.
on
But
this side?
yeah, Kiana, tell Kiana I said hi,
Yes.
Kiana. Oh, I can see her.
Yes,
Hi, Kiana. Yeah,
yes.
I love Kiana.
But man, those are some good. Well, now we're gonna move on. I still want to hear because some of them I know you guys. Her resume
Right.
is crazy. Her resume is crazy, and all the people that she sung for. And I know I was on Wellness Wednesday when I heard her story about even how she got the Montel Jordan.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
why don't you share that real quick, and then we'll go to talking about your family.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Montel Jordan, it came through LaShawn. LaShawn is my girl. We're still my
Man,
partner to this day. LaShawna was singing background and doing stuff for like Shep Crawford and Montel Jordan. Shep Crawford's a really good friend of mine, Montel Jordan. And so they needed another person to come in and do demos, sing background for Mont and all that. And so she referred me, which was awesome. Like LaShawna is actually the one that demoed the song for Deborah Cox. So Deborah is doing exactly what Shauna did. So that's just how close Shauna
wow.
is because she did that before Deborah. But actually we're she told me to go over there and I went over there and sang for them audition. And it was so crazy. Now this is one thing I do regret. I have a regret, but
Okay.
it's insecure regret thing.
Mhm.
We were there at the studio and I sang for them and Mont was like, this is it. I had just got there and he wanted me to demo a song at that moment for Whitney Houston.
Oh my goodness.
He was right. They were writing for Whitney, and it was late, but I was intimidated and I didn't do it. I told him if he could call me the next day or whatever, but it was other singers there too. So I think Shay Jones probably did it or somebody like that. But yeah, that and I do regret that. I regret not having the confidence. You know, I
Hmm.
remember him waiting on me. I can't remember what I was doing, but I remember him sitting around like, okay, could you demo a song for me right now? I'm writing. I wrote something for Whitney Houston. I want you to demo it. And I was like, okay. And then after a while, I was like, it's really late. And if I could just come in another day and do it, I would really appreciate it. So yeah, I regret that I was being a little scared. But anyway, got with them, working with them, and they
Yeah.
had developed a music group. Montel wanted a singing group at that time. Destiny's Child was big, and
Yeah.
they wanted a singing group, and I was supposed to be the lead singer for the singing group. And
Wow.
so yeah, it was awesome stuff that has happened. And back home we got some singing people back at the house that's killing, right? We got people back at the house. So I told him, I remember Montel came up to me. We were at the airport because at this time I was singing background for him. And we were coming back from somewhere at the luggage check, and he was like, so I hear you got a little group back home. I said, yeah. He said, well, if they sing half as good as you and look half as good as you, I want to sign you guys. Because at that time
Wow.
he had his own record company. And so I was like, well, yeah, because they, to me, my friends, I thought they looked better than me and they are bomb singers. So I was like, it's a wrap. So it was my friend Melinda Young that I had met at Central State University, and my friend Carrie Scott Taylor, who's a friend of mine from high school. And I was like, I called him like, yo, this guy want to do this group and stuff. And so, unfortunately, some things happened. The girls didn't come out to LA, and you know how it goes. But
Hmm.
they had auditions and everything for some more girls.
Wow.
And so he had a song that he wanted a female on. And he was like, since Dee Dee's going to be the lead singer of the group, I can introduce the group through this music video. So Dee Dee come out and do the thing. So I remember one night just being out and one of his people on his team who was kind of like our mom or whatever. She called me like, Dee Dee, I need you to get to the studio. Mom wants you to sing on this song, blah, 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 blah. And we got over it at that time. Trying to make it, ain't got no money, that kind of stuff. Let's get to the studio. How we gonna figure it out? And I
Right.
went in there and it was just a little part. And I remember him saying, I know you probably can do riffs all over it, but I want you to sing it straight with no riffs and just make it, singable for everybody to sing along with, which was a great call, mine. And of course his song, Get It On Tonight, girl, if it's all right, let's go somewhere and get it on. And
Mhm.
that girl that's I'm ready. We can get it on. She's where you went wrong. And I did that and I just
That's
bubbled in.
you.
That was it. Yeah.
Come
So,
on, Dee Dee Foster. I'm
yeah.
telling you, you never know who
Thanks.
you with.
Thanks,
Come
Reese.
on, Dee Dee. Yes.
Thanks.
And it's funny because we were talking about this again. How we
Mhm.
met was on The Voice. But it's funny, we only meet, especially in this industry, like we meet people for just a second, and then it's
Mhm.
kind of like you go to your next job or your next thing. And I always just knew she was just such a sweet lady,
Yeah,
sweet
you're a
lady.
nice
And I
girl.
remember her face. But I mean, it's so fun to hear your real story here and to
Yeah.
hear like the amazing opportunities and really words of wisdom that you have to share. So I'm just
Aw,
sitting here like a kid, just eating up and listening to your
thank
stories.
you.
So
Thank you. And also, I want to say, I know somebody probably go look at that old music video. Of course, I wasn't in a music video. They hired a model to mouth my voice.
interesting.
And I remember I went to, and before I wasn't like devastated where I could cry because one of the other people with his camp told me, she's like, I'm just letting you know. And she was beautiful and looked the model type, you know.
Yeah.
And she said, I did something for him before and they didn't let me do a music video. So I'm letting you know now. Kimmy told me this. They're not going to let you do the music video. And I was like,
Wow.
really? And so she prepared me. So they didn't call me. They called me to be like an extra in the club scene, and
Mm,
I kindly declined because I felt like, because I'm sitting here, I'm in LA, not much money, at that time, probably don't even have my own place, living with somebody. And if I go in this place and this song is playing over and over again, I don't know why I had the mind to know because I had never been on a video set or whatever, but I knew they were going to probably play the song over and over again.
oh
And that's
yeah.
my voice. I'm listening to my voice and some other woman is mouthing the words to my voice. So I say, you know what? I'm because the other girls in the group, they were like, let's go to D, let's go. They were so mad at me. I said, nah, y'all, I'm not going. Y'all can go, but I'm not gonna go because I know it's supposed to be us as a group or whatever. But if I go and hear my voice and I'm not in the music video, it's gonna, we gotta think about our own self, our
Yeah.
own, attitude and self-esteem. And you looking at this lady that's supposed to be modest, tall and beautiful, and she's mouthing your words
Yeah.
because you don't look the part. So I
Ooh.
decided to stay home. I didn't realize how much it bothered me until me and some of our friends, I know I think it was me, Charlene, maybe I think Kenya and Stevie. We went out to see we went together to see 20 Feet from Stardom.
Mm.
So we went to see that, and in the process of that movie and Darling Love Story and everything, I had a lump in my throat. And I
Yes.
said, wow, I didn't realize that I was somewhat affected by the fact that, I wasn't, acknowledged in that music video or nobody, acknowledged me and stuff. So yeah, you don't realize what affects you. Like, oh, wait a minute, it's something there.
Right.
I felt like, oh, it's something there. So
Right.
I just was like self-care. I stayed in my tail home. I
Self-care.
didn't I
That's
didn't go to that music. Yeah, I didn't go.
man, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Someone put Devron put in the comments that it was like he said it's like they did Martha Walsh. And it was funny because
Yes.
you think like that, you think it's only because of someone's weight that they don't have somebody in, but there's so many things that I guess the
Oh yeah,
model
I didn't look like a
Hollywood
model.
look is also a reason why they
Yes.
are.
Yes. She
Wow.
was super slim, taller lady, very light complected,
Yeah.
and what you think beauty,
Oh
should
yes.
be, or what is the definition of it, Hollywood.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's who mouthed the words. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you got a story. You got a story. Well, we're
Oh.
going to take a quick tangent and I want to hear about Momversations. Tell me about your family. Tell me about your family.
Ah.
And what does it mean to be a mom to you?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm so happy that I decided to have children because I did. I got married and we planned it. And I'm
Mm.
so thankful to God because you know how we get out. I was like a workaholic. So think about it. I came
Yes.
out here like that. I used to be having
Yes.
like 4 different gigs at one time,
Right.
juggling, running around because it was just me. So
Yeah.
to take the time to have children, it's been the best decision.
Wow.
The best. And literally almost every day of my life, I look at them and thank God. I literally, I tell him, I want you
Wow.
to understand how much I thank you for
Wow.
allowing me to be the vessel to give birth to these children. I'm so thankful to God to
Wow.
have that opportunity. I'm thankful that I was able to get pregnant. Just thankful that I'm able to be a mom. And I just
Yeah.
thank God. And I just want him to know how thankful I am. And I'm just so blessed. I have 2 boys that are amazing. They're not the best because their grades are sucking right now. But at the end of the day, even with that, it's like still, I ain't gonna even lie, it's the best thing It's the
Yeah.
best thing. And like my friends, they tease me because they'll be like, I'll be saying stuff like, I miss my kids. And I'm like, miss your kid, girl, please, or whatever. So I'm still at that where I do love, but I'm thankful. And I'll give you another tidbit. I did a session. I think my oldest was probably a baby. So I went to this session and there was a lot of singers there. And of course, people knew I had that baby. How's the baby? How's the baby? And at the time, I guess I was looking a little young. It was 14 years ago. And so Saida Garrett was in the session, and
Hmm.
which you of course I'm sure you heard, you look similar
Yes.
too. So yeah, I know you hear that before.
Oh,
So
yes.
yeah, so Saida was at the gig. We were all singing. It's my first time meeting her. And she was like, "Oh my God, you have a baby. You look so young." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And she was like, "You know what? I got so busy. I just forgot." You know
Wow.
what I mean? Just and I understand how you can do
Wow.
that because you could be just
Right.
moving, and then look up like, wait a minute, I forgot to settle down and have,
Right.
or whatever. And I remember her telling me that, like, I'm happy for you, but I just got so busy with my life because she's extremely successful.
Oh,
We all
yeah.
know, written
Oh,
some
yeah.
amazing songs for Michael and everything. So she's so well and such a beautiful person. But when she said that, it
Man.
just resonated with me, like, oh, thank you, God. But I think what stopped me, of course, was when my mom died. I slowed down.
Mm.
And one of my friends, that the guy I was dating at the time, he told me, he said, well, now that your mom is dead, you're probably going to want to have a family. You're probably going to want to settle
Wow.
down. And I was like, you think so? Because I wasn't on that page. I was like kicking it. The next flight, where's the next flight? And
Wow.
yeah, and he was like, "You're probably gonna want to slow down and have a
Wow.
family." And I was like, "Really?" But I didn't know what to expect. But I knew he wasn't who I was gonna be with because he was a nut. He looked really good, and I like being with him. But the thing was, I was like, "Let me," and I literally broke up with him because I didn't know where I was gonna be, and I know I didn't need to be with somebody like him. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I did,
Mhm.
just because of what he said. I was like, well, let me get rid of you then, because we know you're not marriage material. If I want to settle down, I'm not gonna get pregnant by you and be fixed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened, and I just settled down. And
Wow.
but being a mom for me has been the biggest light. And even with this situation with COVID, I'm
Yeah.
just so thankful that I have my children. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because we have enjoyed. I mean, it's been difficult financially, as you know, but this time with them and bonding with them has
Yeah.
been priceless. And
Priceless.
I'm so thankful to God because I'm never going to spend this much time with them anymore. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because they're becoming teenagers. My youngest is a preteen, my oldest is a teen. They're not going to want to be with me, but they was forced to be with my
That's
teen.
right.
So it is the best
Man.
thing. I'm so happy to be a mom. Yay.
Man, you brought up, I mean, I'm going to bring one of my single girlfriends on one of these times, but you brought up such a key thing. I think it really talks about our role as women in this industry because we're so driven, even if we're not trying to be driven,
Mhm.
the industry drives us. And even the fact that what you mentioned of Saida Garrett not being able, or just kind of
She doesn't.
forgetting about it,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
it's either an easy thing to forget, and or the thing of being in relationships, because our industry is like constantly moving, it's hard to sometimes maintain a relationship.
Oh
Can you
yeah.
talk a little bit more about, I mean, what that even is as a woman? Because there's a lot of people in our industry who never have children or who never
Yeah.
settle down because it doesn't, you just keep moving.
Yeah. You,
And then look
you
back and go, wait a
yeah.
minute.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I thank God. I know it's very unfortunate that my mom died. I'm so sad that she did. But of course, because I liked her a lot, we were like super, super tight. And she just had a brain aneurysm one day and just died all of a sudden.
Wow.
But I
Sorry.
will say that because of that, it was so life changing for me. I thank God that it kind of nudged me, because
Yeah.
prior to that, I was working crazy. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because it was like, I'm new to LA, I'm working. So everybody's like, call Dee Dee, and I was working so
Yeah.
much and traveling so much. And I can because I don't have anybody to answer to. And
Yeah.
I moved out here. I was good, I had my own place, everything was moving cool, had some cool gigs. And then she died. And I was just like, so right after she died, I took a little minute and
Mhm.
I stayed home for a bit, like just about a month. And then the artist that I was working for, I put a sub in for me. And then I went back out because I was like, I want to get back moving. And I was working with this lady named Anastasia, who's in Europe.
Hmm.
And she was all, she's famous in Europe. So we were always in Europe. So I felt like
Wow.
I started missing Europe because I was always there. So I was like, I think I want to go back to Europe and stuff. So I just started doing that. And I just realized, I may want to settle down. I don't know. But I started, opening up my mind to it because because somebody had planted that seed. And
Yeah.
then just God did his thing. The guy that I met was in the band, in Anastasia's band. He was a
Hmm.
buddy. He was a friend of mine that I had been knowing ever since I've been in LA. By this time, I had been there maybe a couple years. And me and him were friends, and I knew him, but I never thought of him like that. And just so happened when I went one time, I went back out on the road. We ended up, starting a little romance and stuff. And I wasn't really, and it was just kind of good having him around because, of course, it was kind of fast after your mom died because I think it was like about 4 months after 5 months after she died. So that was definitely too soon, but it was right on time now that I think
Hmm.
about it because we wouldn't be where we are now if I hadn't done
Yeah.
it. So it was a great thing. He was a great comforter, great friend when I needed him, and we just kind of hit it off. You know how you date and like nothing goes wrong, like your dating relationship is just off the chain. Like we never argue. We were just like he was my dog, and we were just like cool. JJ Smith, my children's father, and we just ended up being cool. He played bass, and next thing you know, we on the road, we hooked up, sneaking around, little crooks, nobody know. We was out there sneaking, and they came back home, and we were just inseparable. We never left each other.
Wow.
After that, we just never, like, he was at my place, I was at his place. Just it was a wrap. And I remember we hadn't told anybody that we were dating. And then the first time he told me, he said, tell, because I was going to an audition with Ricky Minor, my first time meeting Ricky. And he was
Yeah.
like, let Ricky know you my girlfriend and everything. And I was like, okay, he trying to get me to help me out a little bit, like, because Ricky likes him. So he was like, you can tell him that you my
Hey.
girlfriend. I was like, I'm your girlfriend. Oh, like, so
Okay.
then it was like, yeah. So then that was it. And so from that, so all that to say, to tell the people, you have to take time out. You have to
Yeah.
look at it. You got to look at it. You have to look at your life and say, yo, like I said, people say, I want to settle down. I want to get married. But if you're sitting in the house and you're not doing anything, you're not going anywhere.
Ooh.
Now he can't find you because God can do anything.
Yes, it can.
But
But
it's okay to
yeah.
go out to places that you want to go, that with the type of man that you want to be with or whatever. If you want
Yeah.
to have that, you make it a plan. And even if it's not a man involved, if you're not against, like, artificial insemination, if you're not against adopting, do
Yeah.
that. Because if you
Yeah.
desire having children, I tell anybody, if you desire having children, have children.
Have them. Yeah.
If you desire, if you want, because some people are like, I want to have kids so bad, but I can't get pregnant. I can't. There's so many babies out there that need a mommy.
Yeah.
Adopt,
You
foster,
right.
whatever. I'm because having children. Oh, think about it. There is, like, how nobody could ever look at a video of a toddler, a 2-year old, and they're walking around and saying something like "mommy" and not smile. There,
Yeah.
nobody, the meanest person in the world, will smile at a little video of a
Yes.
little baby. So they're joy, and they bring joy
Yes.
into your life when you least expect it. So that's
Yes.
yeah.
I also say, talking about your timing, the probability of breaking down the science, the probability of an egg
Listen,
meeting that one
listen,
sperm to make you, that ain't
listen.
nothing but God.
That
And the
is, it
amount
is.
of babies that don't make it to
Mm-hmm.
birth,
Mm-hmm.
that don't make it, we lose a lot of babies just in natural,
Yeah.
the natural process of, just all the ways that we lose babies. And so the
Yeah.
probability of the fact that this baby is born is like a miracle. It is
It
a
is. It
miracle. It
is.
is a
It is
straight
science.
miracle.
And
So
that was the first thing I said, girl, when they took the baby out of me. We were like sitting there because I had a C-section or whatever. I don't know if that's TMI. But
it's
anyway, when they pulled him out, and we were like looking, and like my husband was like, this is a miracle. This is a real live miracle. I
it
mean,
is.
it was a baby, and it was a full baby. Like, this is a real life. And I'm like, yep, that full
It's
baby came out of my stomach. Like,
yes.
wow, we
It's
made a baby. Like,
yes.
It can't. Yeah, it's crazy. You're right.
It
You're
is
right.
a crazy miracle to even
Hmm.
see through, but then to hear somebody else's birthing story, you like, oh my God, you are
Yeah.
a miracle. You are a miracle
Yeah.
for pushing that baby out, but you're a miracle for having that miracle. Like
Yes.
this,
That's such a blessing.
it
Such a blessing.
is. It is. So we're going along and continuing to talk about conversations. Can you talk about what has been your faith journey along this whole path of being mom, but also living in this world of the entertainment industry? What does that look like for you?
Uh, it's been interesting. I mean, because everybody knows as a Christian, I'm a Christian. You can be labeled easily. Like
Yes.
and that was it was difficult for me with my first job because I don't know what her religion was, but I know she was, I don't know, I don't know really what she worshiped, but I know she did like voodoo or something. I don't know, but it was all kinds of stuff. I don't know really what, but
Yeah.
they knew I was a Christian.
Yeah.
And for some reason, and that's when you know it's spiritual. I'm a Christian, and I believe in Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
and I believe it's spiritual warfare.
Hmm.
Spiritual warfare out there. It's spirits. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily a battle of flesh and blood, but it's a spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
So one thing, it was very uneasy with her, and I thought that was normal. But I
Hmm.
realized that it was a spiritual thing because she would
Oh,
have a problem sometimes with how I looked at her, and I
wow.
didn't understand it. Like, this, and it's like, you're the art, um you're the employee. So you don't, you want to please the employer. And so she would be like, why do you look at me like that? You're looking at me with those eyes. And I'm like, Davina,
Wow.
I'm just looking at you. I'm not looking at you any kind of way. And I'm looking different than anybody else. It's just those eyes. You're looking at me with those eyes. And and I never got it. And with her, I remember, because I'm from a holiness church. I was
Mm.
raised in Church of God in Christ, which is a Pentecostal church.
Yeah.
And so I have, a grandma that was an evangelist and then traveled all over the world and spoke and stuff like that. So I come from, that old school teaching and everything. And I remember having to pray and really be on my knees before rehearsal and
Yeah.
with blessed oil and everything. I used to really have to cover myself because
Hmm.
at the time, I don't know if I knew it was spiritual warfare. I just knew what I knew to try to make me feel better. And I would just get on my knees before rehearsal. And I knew it was difficult you
Yeah.
know so being a Christian, I mean, that's really where I am. Most people that know me know, sometimes in this music industry, it may be a problem for some people. They may,
Hmm.
say something, they make comments, they may joke with you, they may say some things that may not be too nice because they label you as a Christian and y'all Christians,
Yeah.
or whatever. So it is something. Sometimes you do have to shine your light, and sometimes you do have to be bold about it. I don't usually try to throw it on people unless they ask. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or put them down for anything. But being a Christian in the secular world can be interesting when you come into certain situations and
Yeah.
everything. But usually your light shines and people see it before you even say anything. Like sometimes, like when I'm singing with, when you sing with certain artists and we all sitting in a circle for prayer. Like when I was with Jennifer, she's like, Jennifer Hudson, Dee Dee, could you pray? And I was like, oh, how does she know I love the Lord? You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay. I didn't tell her, but okay, let's pray.
Right.
But yeah, so little things like that, people. But yeah, that's my faith. I mean, I'm a strong believer. And in this period of COVID, hopefully, whatever you believe in, you've gotten closer with your source, because
Yeah.
that was what this time was, to sit your tail
Yeah.
down, get closer. So I've been doing a lot of praying, a lot of fasting, things like that, just really trying to figure out, or I want God to lead me because I really want to be in Him. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
We live and we pray and we go through different things, but I want to be in Him. I do. Right now, that's where I am now. So it's been really cool. Everybody is usually from the church on these gigs
Right.
anyway.
So
So
is.
it's kind of cool. So you very seldom get somebody that is like, talking about you or whatever. But it is, you just have to be strong in what you believe and stand tall in what you feel and believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that leads to this question as my
Mhm.
for topic.
You're heavy.
What do you feel is now looking back on your career? Now looking back on your career,
Say something to her. That's my girl. Hi, sweetheart. It's Auntie Dee Dee.
hello everyone. She always makes her debut in my
Yeah, she got to make a debut.
I
Your
with
sound is
us
in and out. I think
again.
it's your ears. I don't know if you mess
So,
with your
because
cord. She's
she's
on it.
oh,
Okay, you're okay now.
okay. Hey everybody, my name is Aretha Scruggs, and you are tuning in to MomVersations. She came in and join the conversation where we hear. Okay. But we'll go on with this question. So what would you say after this long journey of your time in this industry? How can you sum up what is your purpose? What is your why?
Can you give me
My
something to
why?
eat?
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely, of course, it's the kids. You know what I mean? My kids and happiness. I am happy in God. Those are the things that it's all about in my life. God first, my family, and happiness. I really want to be happy. No one wants to live in this earth whack and all
Yeah.
depressed and stuff. So that's really why. So doing what I do is that's it. You know, I love being on stage
Yeah.
singing. I've been blessed to be, a solo artist. I mean, we talked about that. I've been talking about singing a background singer, but I have two solo projects, and
Hey.
I've been blessed to be able to tour with those projects. I toured in Europe, and opening up for Anastasia. As a
Nice.
supporting artist who's really, and that was really good because there was somebody else who sing background for us, so she allowed me to do that. So
Nice.
yeah, I really think that I love being a singer. I love what I do, and that's why I do it. And being on stage and touching people. We all get down as artists. As a moment of transparency, we always feel, am I doing enough? Have I done enough?
Yes.
Have I
Yes.
where am I? Look where I am. I'm this age and I haven't done anything. We all get there. Everybody.
Yes.
Beyonce, I'm sure, does it. It doesn't matter who you are. We all feel like we should be doing more. And when I woke up and I went to bed that night and I prayed and I was like, "Oh, devil, you a liar. You ain't gonna get me down," or whatever. And I remember praying, and I woke up that next morning, and in my inbox, I had a couple messages from people, my friends, that just happened to. My song came up. Literally, two of them said, "Your song came up in my playlist, and I just want to tell you thank you so much because it was what I needed right now." Those
Wow.
lyrics. And I was like, "Oh, thank you, God, for just letting me know immediately." Because sometimes he'll tell you, but like immediately, when you wake up, let me tell you something. While you sit here doubting your talent, doubting
Yeah.
your writing ability, this is what your writing is doing. This is what people are getting from your music. And I'm like, "Oh, thank you, God. Like, thank you so much." So, yeah, that's really it.
I love it. I love it. Does your motherhood and I mean how do those two things kind of intertwine? Being a
Oh
mom
no,
and your purpose.
I was blessed. After when I went back to work, what happened was I took a break. So I was blessed enough to have a partner, but I realized later he didn't want me to take a break. I just took the break. I thought it was our decision. But I did. I took a break and he told me later, like, why don't you go to work? I was like, oh. But anyway, what happened is I'm glad I stayed home. After I had Robbie, my oldest, when I was pregnant with him, I worked a little bit. I toured a little bit because he was in my stomach, so I could do that. And
Right.
then I came home and had him. And then when he was about 2, I got the call to do Jennifer Hudson, and I was pregnant with Randall.
Wow.
And my husband was home because he's a musician also. He was home from a break. And so he was like, "I got Robbie. Why don't you just do the gig?" Because we knew I was pregnant with the second kid. We needed a couple dollars. So I
Right.
went on and I did that tour with Jennifer. Both of us were pregnant at the same time.
Oh
And did that.
wow.
Yeah, it was kind of cool, right? So we went out there. I did that hit. And when I came home, I had my son. And I did like maybe 1 or 2 hits with Jennifer when he was like little 7 months. And I remember I was nursing. I remember freezing milk in the
Oh yeah.
fridge at the hotels to take it back home and all
Yep.
this kind of stuff. So I did that, and then I came on back home, and after that, I stayed home. So I was home
Mm,
with them. Thank you, Jesus, till my oldest was about almost 10. I stayed
mm,
home, and that was such a blessing because I think that's why we're okay. Because I know how some of us have to go. They go right
yeah.
after the kids come, but I did. I stayed home for that, and then I got a call. Charlotte called me because she knew I was home and I wasn't doing much. And my kids are actors. So my youngest, Randall, he had just booked like The Young and the Restless, and he was busy, that little boy. And he
Wow.
was kind of cute. I look back, both of them were so cute. And I was like, they was kind of cute. So they were working a lot. So I was being a stage mom. And so Charlotte
Wow.
knew I couldn't really leave. And so she called me and was like, I got this gig, you want to do it? It's like local. And I was like, oh, okay, okay. And I didn't know who it was. You know the kind of work we do. You know, it's somebody,
Right.
Christina Aguilera,
Right.
Beyonce. You don't really care. I'm not trying to be funny, but you don't. So I
Yeah.
was like, well, okay, just send them my email address or whatever. Thank you so much for hooking me up, and it's all good. And then when I got the email, it was like Boy George and Culture Club. I was like, this might be fun, because I mean it's different. I just thought it was
Right.
gonna be a regular R&B or pop gig, but like an 80s gig, these people. So
Right.
I decided to do some dates. They did the weekend, they did like the casinos just here in the city, went out.
Nice.
It was super fun. It was like Tracy Brown Bailey
Oh
and
yes.
Teresa Bailey, some friend, my buddies,
Yes.
and we did it. And Boy George fell in love with us, and he came up to us and said, "Listen, we're doing have to do a world tour. Would you guys want to go?" And they had kids too, and we all were married at the time, and we were like, y'all, let's try to make this work, because we got our kids.
Wow.
So let's try to get some people to watch our kids. Let's try to do it. Y'all want to try to do this tour? And we was like, okay. And I did it. And just so happened my sister-in-law was begging me to send my children to Florida to be with her. Cause I was that kind of mom, like my kids ain't spending the night at nobody's house. And so my sister-in-law, I trusted her. She's a school teacher out for the summer. Kids went with her for the whole summer. I went
Wow.
on the road. That was the first time back on the road. And I thank God for going back. And what my friend Sasha, I got to give my friend Sasha Allen a shout out because she saw me one day and I had lost Dee Dee. I wasn't the normal Dee Dee you see now. I had to come back. I was home for a while and I was just, and she said, okay, you looking like a soccer mom. Where's my friend? What she let me have it. She said, where's my friend? What the crap's going on? What's going on?
Wow.
Where's your afro and what's going on? And so I was like, and I said, I do got a gig I'm supposed to do next month with Boy George. And she's like, okay, well, you need to get back to work. Them kids are going to be all right. Get back to work. And she helped me. And I went back to
Wow.
work, my friend. Yay.
Wow.
Yeah, I
I
get back
mean,
to work.
we're coming. I think I want to come to a whole. It seems like the thread line through your story
Yeah.
is, of course, faith and these amazing faith journeys, but also like this community. You've had people along your whole journey that have
Oh,
really just been the catalyst to your moving or your like pushing you out there from
yay.
your friend from the Deltas, from Sasha Allen, from I
Yeah.
mean the people just speaking into your life. And it seems
Yeah.
like even what I was able to spend in your Wellness Wednesday, I want to go to that.
Yay.
It
Wellness
seems like
Wednesday.
you're able to do that for your people in Wellness Wednesday. Can you tell us a little about Wellness Wednesday? Why is that important to you? And what does self-care mean in this
Yeah.
pandemic time?
Yeah. Okay. Well, the pandemic has made everybody nuts. Let's just keep
Yeah.
it real. It's made us all nuts. The thing is, I realized I'm gonna tell you the truth because you know how I am. I got on this scale one day and I realized I done picked up 20 pounds since I've been at this house sitting here. It's been fun. I was eating, I've been baking cakes, all kind of stuff, cookies and all. We just having fun. We just eating, me and the kids in front of the TV. So it has been enjoyable, but I picked
Yeah.
up some weight. I've gotten some of it off, but I got ridiculous. And I realized at that moment, if I feel like this, somebody out here ready to slit their wrist. You know what
Mm,
I mean? So I
yeah.
said, I'm just gonna do and I just thought of it. I know people say Wellness Wednesday is the thing that people say. So I said, I'm gonna do a Wellness Wednesday just one day. And
Yeah.
I just advertised it. I said it's gonna be on Zoom. I put it on my Instagram, and I know a couple of my faithful little fans that follow me to buy my music, and there's some GD supporters. I just went on and just said it, and they came in. And we ended up coming, and I would have like a special guest every show. Some great people that I work for, like Maya, she came in because she's vegan, and Heather Headley, the Broadway star, she came in because she's so
Nice.
positive. So a lot of different people. My friend Shalonda, who's a psychologist, she came in. So it's like what happened was I just planned on doing that one time, and they at the end it was so fulfilling and so enlightening. I was like, I got to keep it going. So now I
Wow.
guess I started like in October and November, and here we are. So, but
Wow.
2020, it just with that COVID, I just knew I needed to do something for the people, and that's what I did. And it's amazing how it has helped and how it has transpired and just grow. We cry in there, and you can share. It's a safe place to share. It's a closed group, so I see who's coming in or whatever, and you come. Anybody can come in, but I do pay attention. I don't I let people in to the Zoom. You can share. We have people crying. My mother has cancer. I got COVID. I'm doing this, and we're
Yeah.
all in there, and we're encouraging, and we're sending love, and with friendships from my friends back home in Ohio are developed with my friends and my fans in Europe and London and Australia and Asia. All my fans and stuff have come into this group, and it's fun for them because they get to see me on a more personal level in my home,
Yeah.
and they meet my friends. My best friends might come in, and we in there laughing, so they love that kind of stuff. I had my kids come in and talk one day uh,
Wow.
about COVID and how it's affecting children, and I
Mm.
let my kids speak, and I said, y'all can say anything but cuss words, but say anything you want. And they had us in there bawling, just
Uh,
because they were being looking very optimistic, very optimistic about the situation, like realizing like I'm get to be with mom and we're having fun, we're having game night, and I was like, you know. So yeah, it was wonderful. Well,
wow.
Wellness Wednesday is every Wednesday, and I started it at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time because most people weren't at work and stuff like that, and like 1 o'clock Eastern Standard. But I don't know, I may have to do a Wellness Wednesday evening because so many people are at work. Like I want to come on, they sneaking in with their headset at work, like, girl, let me come in Wellness Wednesday. So I got to do probably one in the evening, but I didn't realize how big Wellness Wednesday had gotten because like my one of the mothers from my old church in Cincinnati was like, y'all heard about Dee Dee's Wellness Wednesday? I said, what?
Wow.
Mother Wolffork trying to come on Wellness Wednesday, so it's a cool thing. So I'm just trying to bring the community in. My family comes in sometimes. It's fun. It's a
I
good
love it.
room every Wednesday. And I usually post it on my Instagram. My IG is at Dee Dee Foster. Everything I usually try to keep Dee Dee Foster, Twitter, everything is easy to reach me, easy to find me. So
Yeah.
come into my Wellness Wednesday, join my website, visit my website, buy some music, buy some merchandise, help us independent singers. I have
Yes.
t-shirts and sweatshirts and mugs, Dee Dee Foster mugs. Look. My little mug. I think it's so cute, right?
I
My little
love
Dee Dee
it.
Foster mug, just stuff like
Yes.
that. And really all it is supporting us because we're
That's
home.
right.
And we
That's
just need
right.
your support. I'm teaching voice lessons now. Thanks for encouraging me to get back. I got a few students
Yes.
and it's growing. And so we're coming together. We're trying to make this work because it's
Yeah.
difficult for us artists. I was totally touring. I was singing with Boy George and Culture Club. I toured with them I've been with them for the last 4 years.
Wow.
So it's difficult. They had a big
Yeah.
tour. They were scheduled to be on the road for 3 years, and all that got
Wow.
So it's interesting. It's an interesting time
Yeah.
for all of us. All of us.
Yeah. Man, it's been a wonderful journey listening to your story. Please, ladies and gentlemen, support her and tune in to Wellness Wednesday because it really is a
Yes,
great
please.
space to at least take a minute to be attentive to your own self care. How are you taking care of yourself?
Yeah. Self care.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. And that's what I call it. It's basic. Self care isn't selfish. So you have
Yeah.
to take that. We can't expect to take care of his moms of everybody else if we're not okay. We
Yeah.
can't. You have to take care
Yeah.
of yourself. Like little things I wasn't doing. I don't like I moved into another house and well, years ago. But anyway, I don't love this bathroom. Like my old house, I love my bathroom, but I don't love this bathroom, so I don't take baths as much. You love your
Hmm.
bathroom, you and your
Oh,
tub.
yeah.
And I was just always taking showers and I take a bath. And I was like, you know what? That's self-care. Let me sit in this bathtub
That's
and light me
right.
some candles and do my thing. So you guys got to do that.
Yeah.
Take time out and do those things that we don't think about doing for ourselves. We're always taking care of other people. So, and then
Yeah.
this time of COVID, a lot of times we've been walking around our house with our PJs on every single day and
Yeah.
not doing anything. Fix up for no reason. Put on some
Right.
makeup and lip gloss for no reason. Trust
Right.
me, it's gonna help you. I went to the grocery store the other day and I had a session. I put on a sequin jacket and I went to this session and I was at Trader Joe's and I was like, I ain't got nowhere to go. I ain't going on stage, but let me throw my little sequin jacket on.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it was like, you have to do those things sometimes. People probably looked at me like, look overdressed for Trader Joe's, but it was like fun. I think they probably get it. They
They
know we
probably
at the
loved
house.
it. Oh,
They get
yes.
it. They know we over
Yes.
here. So if you
Eh,
want to put on that long sequin gown, and if
go
you
out
come the
there.
shoes, do it and go to Trader
Yes.
Joe's. Go to Trader Joe's.
Yes. Yes. Well, we're coming to our last few questions. As a mom, I love to ask this question to really hear what moms think. If you met your child later in life, what would you want them to know about you and your journey?
That I loved life.
Mm.
And I love life. Even in my valley right now, I'm
Yeah.
sitting like, okay, what about the bills for the rest of this year? I love life and I love who I am. And I
Mm.
just only hope that they will feel the same. I want them to love the person that they are. I
Yeah.
wanted them to love the person that they're becoming because I love my heart. I'm so blessed that God blessed me with the me. Like I guess it's like a meanness that's me that's inside, like a me. And I
Yeah.
love my meanness. I love who I am because I really genuinely care about people. I really
Mm.
do. And I'm so thankful to God that He blessed me with this meanness. That's me. And so I want my children to know that I love who I am. And even though like sometimes you couldn't get those shoes you wanted, or we couldn't go on those trips we wanted to go on, I still enjoyed the journey every step of the
Yeah.
way. And I want them to enjoy their lives too. So yeah. Mhm.
I love it. Woo! And I always, Dee Dee Foster, I always like to end the interview and ask my guests this question: who are you becoming? Whether
Mm.
in the pandemic, in this age, whatever, however you want to see that question, Dee Dee Foster, who are you becoming?
Oh wow. Basically, I guess I can say, as I said throughout the whole interview, a
Mm.
better me, and being honest with yourself. And some
Yeah.
of the traits, like I'm a good communicator. But I'm not good at taking care of my business, staying on top of things. Um, I procrastinate. I don't procrastinate anymore. I'm speaking that into existence. I'm
That's
speaking
right.
that. I'm manifesting that. I don't procrastinate. I take care of my business. I stay on top of that. But those
Yes.
things, being a better me in that regard,
Mm.
just really, really advocating for me as far as my
Yeah.
business is concerned, and things in the branding, different things that I'm involved in, my music, everything. And I realized that it all came together. Oh, my music, almost all my lyrics are very encouraging songs, and it's inspirational. My music is considered inspirational. That's all I'm doing the best that I can. I wrote those songs after my mom died. Those songs are to
Mm.
uplift you. Those songs are to help you to be who you're going to be. Like if you
Yeah.
listen to my album, you're going to be like, oh, let me go on to this day. It just, it's supposed to go that way. The song I wrote just supposed to go that way. I wrote after I had a miscarriage, and
Mm.
sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, but at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's just supposed to go those way, those lyrics. So when you look at the whole thing, the Wellness Wednesday, I'm studying right now to be a life coach, and then my music, it's okay. It all works, because I know that what I have in me, the spirit of God and the light that I have, I want to share with other people. So what I'm trying, not trying, but what I'm striving to be is a better person, a better me, and to give some other people the light that I have so that they can make their lives better as well. So yeah, that's what's up.
I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end our interview with the lovely Dee Dee Foster on that. She is everything that we've heard today. And even if you follow her on Instagram, she is constantly sharing that light and sharing her full self with the world. And for that, I just say thank you,
Thank
because
you.
as you share your light, you share with someone else, and it just impacts Los Angeles and then the United States and then the world. I see
Thank
those things
you
as
so
like a pebble
much.
that gets bigger
Thank
and
you
bigger.
so
So
much. I
thank
appreciate
you.
you. I appreciate you. I want to say I was so shocked because we don't know each other that well. We're not like good friends or anything. I just know you and you know of me. So I was extremely shocked when you asked me to come on the show. But I'm honored. Thank you so much for letting me share my story. And when it's about a mom, I'm like, ooh, because I like being a mom. Yeah, I'm such a mom. Oh, and I got my single mommy's rock shirt.
Yes, and we'll don't forget about the promotions. Dee Dee Foster's website is
Ah,
here, and then
yeah.
tell them about the shirt. They can get
Single
your.
Mommies Rock. I don't know if you guys can see it because the thing going on, but it's Single
I know.
Mommies with a Z, Single Mommies
Yes.
Rock. And it's just a brand that my niece developed. And when she sent me a shirt, I was like, oh, yeah, I am a single mommy now because I'm newly divorced and stuff. I was like, I'm a single mommy. So it's been a journey being a single mom,
Yes.
as you know, but I'm,
Yes.
I'm thankful and I'm at peace and I'm
Mm.
enjoying the journey. So yeah, Single Mommies Rock. She's on Instagram as well. So check that out. If you are you single mommy, she got all kind of stuff, mugs and everything. Just support it. Single mom trying to make it happen. Black woman, business
Yes.
owner. You know how it is. But yeah, go on
Yes.
my site and support me, DeeDeeFoster.com.
DeeDeeFoster.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Danielle, Elena, Devron, Deanna. We got people having shout outs in the comment section. Thank you so much for coming on and just dropping us a line. Thank you, everybody,
Oh,
for tuning in. MomVersations, like I said, this is our third season, and we're going to continue on next week with another interview. Actually, we'll have a nice surprise next week of the interview or the guest that we have on next week. So please tune in Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. Here we are. And don't
Yes.
forget Dee Dee's Wellness Wednesdays on Wednesdays at 10, same day in the morning.
Yes, come. Oh yeah, Pacific Standard Time, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And somebody in the comments asked about a gospel album. That is
Yes.
probably confirmation because that's actually what I'm talking about now. So praise God, I'm definitely gonna do a gospel album.
Come
Oh,
on.
yeah,
Dee
for
Dee.
sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
and check out her other EPs on her website. But hey,
Yes,
gospel album coming soon.
yes, 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 yes.
Yay!
Thank you
All right,
guys.
everybody. Take care. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Thank you so
Bye.
much.